In this video, I'm going to be talking all about the Joe case we have for sale at Enso Martial Arts. I'm going to point out all of its features, who would use this, what you can get in it, and at the end, I'll put together a short montage of people training with the weapons you can fit in this, just to give the video a little martial feel. Hi, my name's Doug Swift. I've been doing martial arts for the past 33 years and the owner of Enso Martial Arts for the past 16 years. If you're liking this video, click the little icon, subscribe to this channel and get all the latest videos and updates from Enso Martial Arts. So let's get into this video and learn all about the Joe case we have for sale at Enso. Now, it's not going to be a long video. There's not really a lot to say about a Joe case, you know, relatively dry video that I produce, you know, not sort of flashy or spinning anything around particularly, but it is worth knowing about the Joe case if you're going to buy one. Now, these aren't the cheapest Joe case on the market, you know, you can find cheaper ones, so it is worth knowing exactly why this is worth spending a little bit of extra money for this case. Now, I really like these. When I first started the shop, we used to get the old canvas ones in that were just like a kind of cloth bag, and I just got fed up with them, like people bringing them back because they're just torn. What people tend to do is they get their stick and they shove it in the case like this, and it will drop all the way down to the bottom, and after a few times of that stick hitting the bottom, it will just rip it out, and it was just a complete waste of time. They weren't that much cheaper than this particular style, so I ended up just stop getting them in. You know, people did request them because, you know, back in sort of early 2000s, that was the norm for cases, and I just got fed up with them, stopped doing them. There are quite a few different types of cases out there. Now, they tend to be sort of like nylon or polyester type style, and some of them have got reinforcements on them, but none of them, I think personally, and obviously I'm biased, really stand up to this kind of quality of case. Now, this is why. Now, some of them do have straps, but this one does have a really nice shoulder strap on it, which is adjustable. This means you can just sling it over your back, carry it. You're not kind of like clutching it or carrying it around in your hands. It's really nice, just sling it on your back. Even you can put it on before you put a rucksack on, so it keeps it really nice and secure, and you can walk around and just forget about it, which is really good. Another thing is that they're made out of this quite thick vinyl. Now, it's almost similar to material to like punch bag material, so it's really thick. This does mean that you can actually you can sort of scuff the case around a bit, and your weapons are going to be very well protected. They're not going to get scuffed or scratched in this. It also means all this extra piping around it and the stitching means it's not going to rip out the bottom if you're dropping your staffs into them, or your Bokken or whatever, chucking them into the bottom. They're not going to tear out, which is really good. You've only got to buy one then. You don't need to just keep replacing them sort of every 6 months or a year or so. It does have a zip on it, which helps keeps the weapons really secure, stops them falling out. Some of the other varieties have like a little Velcro top, which is no good, or they have a string that ties. Again, these can tear, and also the string can just become like if you've got a knot in it, it can just become unknotted, and then stuff's falling out all over the place. In my experience, the zip works much better, really secure. It also is just much harder to open it up. It keeps it really secure, which is really good. Now, another feature on these is the inside, and this is probably the feature that I like the best. It's a really kind of soft, plushy material, very nice and soft. So this means that it's keeping your bow staffs nice and protected inside there, so they're not getting banged around. It's also, if it gets knocked from the outside, it's an extra little layer of padding that again stops your weapons getting bumped and like knocked about. Now, an additional feature of this is because it is so soft and plushy inside, when you drop your case in, it will slide down really slow, and it's not falling down to the bottom. So this also helps increase the life of this bottom end. You know, if there's no kind of padding inside, the thing's just dropping like as fast as you just drop it in the air. So having that in there, you actually have to like push it down into it. A really good feature, and sort of probably, I bet the manufacturers didn't expect that when they made that, but it is a good feature on these cases. So what can you get in it? This is the really important thing. How many weapons can you actually squeeze into this? Is it just for one Joe case? No, you can get a lot more. In fact, I could probably get my arm in there, you know, with the Joe staff in there. So most people that will buy these will be Aikido practitioners. So one Joe and one Bokken. Now you Aikido guys don't have the Suba on your Bokken, so a Joe and a Bokken fit really easily into here, absolutely no problem, and there's still a little bit of space in there as well. The other people that are going to be buying these are the ninjutsu guys. Now I know you have your bow staffs as well, but if you have your bow staff separate, you'll be able to get Joe, Bokken, Tanto and Hanbo in there, so you can fit all of your weapons apart from your bow staff for starting out in ninjutsu in this case, which is really good feature. Now just so you can see whether I'm lying or not, let's see how many Joe staffs we can fit in here. Now I'm not going to use the thick foam ones, I'm just going to shove in the 1-inch wooden ones. So that's 3. 4. Now, if it's your case and you don't mind giving it a wiggle, I think you could get 5 in. Yeah, you could get 5 in, but it's a bit of a stretch. I wouldn't recommend it. 4 seems to be the limit, but actually, like if you're teaching and you're taking Joe staffs in for people, that's pretty good. Yeah, if you've got Joe class, you're taking Joes for people that don't use them, that's also a really good option, yeah, teaching Aikido or teaching Joe staff in general. So just talking about the dimensions briefly, so Joe around 50 inches, so this obviously fits them. Bokken are shorter, so you can get the Bokken in as well. Now you could probably get one Bokken in there with a Suba, but it's a bit of a squeeze. Best to sort of not have the Suba on it. In terms of width, it's about 5 inches, sort of 12.5 centimeters, something like that in terms of width. All of the dimensions for these I'll put on the website. So yeah, if you want to know more, go and have a look at that. So as promised at the beginning of the video, I thought I'd put in a short montage of people training with Joe, Hanbo, Bokken and Tanto. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it was useful. I hope you liked loads about the Joe case that we have at Enso. If you like this video, click the little icon and subscribe to his channel. Get all the latest videos and updates from Enso. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.